Hello everyone! Welcome to the friendship bracelet making video about the most difficult one that I do, the diamond. It looks like this. Now, a couple things about the diamond. Just in my example, I have left my little mess up at the top just to show you that even I mess this up frequently. And I have left the end as a warning because if you see, here's where my dark blue is. And then you have down here my purple and my blue, and then I have a lot of pink left. That's because you have to be very careful when you're allotting string that the color that's doing the diamond shape, in this case my dark blue, you take the most string of that because you're going to use it a lot. Next, the ones that do the inner layers, that's my purple and light blue. You're going to need the next most amount of string. And then you actually don't need that much string of your centers. That's my light blue, my light pink and my dark pink. So, when you're measuring out your string, the color that's going to be your diamond, it's a full arm's length for that. For the ones that you can do like almost your arm's length. See how my arms are a little bent? It's like pretty much my arm's length, but not the whole way. So you take those two for that amount. You're taking 5 colors total. And then the ones that are your centers really only need to be half an arm's length. String's a little funky. So when you have your 5 colors, 1 cut out to your full arm's length, 2 to almost your full arm's length, and 2 to half an arm's length. Then you find the centers of all of them and tie it in your regular knot. That's my pink. Alright. Alright, and then the most. And then you tie that in a big old knot. Once, of course, it's even. My light pink is giving me trouble. Alright, here we are. Tie it in a big old knot. And then, as always, take a handy piece of tape, a handy flat surface, and tape it right on there. Alright, so setting up your diamond is going to be really important. You want, in the middle, to be your longest color. So my dark blue. That's the color that's going to do the diamonds. So you put those in the middle. And then next, you put the colors that are going to be in the inside of your diamond. So for me, that's my purple. So purple's next. And then my darker pink. Oops, that got a little uneven. Maybe. Luckily, I'm not making the whole bracelet in this instructional video. Alright, and then you have your outside 2 colors that are going to go in this right here. And you have them like this. With the one that's going to be the center on the inside and the one that's going to be the inner layer, which is my light blue. So that looks like this. Comparing it to what it's going to look like at the end. Dark blue in the middle, then purple, then dark pink, light blue. So then you take your one of your first dark blue, the one that's on the left side, and you do 2 knots on your other dark blue string, the longest color, my dark blue. And then you do a stripe going from the middle to the outside on this side, on the right side, with that string. You go all the way to the outside. Oops. So once you get to the last string, you do 1 forward knot and 1 backwards knot. So 1 forward figure 4 and 1 backward figure 4, so that when you put your strings down again, the darker blue, my dark blue, is on the inside. So here we have 1 stripe. My dark blue is on the inside over here. This is my light blue and my dark blue. So now you take your other dark blue string and you do backwards figure 4 knots to the edge. This one, just like the V, so we just made an upside down V basically. It does, like the first set gets pretty wonky looking. So don't worry about it if your first V looks kind of flat. So it takes a second for the string to get used to what you want it to do. And then once you get to the edge, you do 1 backwards figure 4 and 1 forwards figure 4. So that just like on the other side, it's the second, the string that you were doing knots with is now the second string. So now you have a little upside down V. Okay, now you take your purples and you take your leftmost purple, you do it knots on the inside. So I'm doing forward figure knots across, except that I stop when I get to my dark blue. So that's the color I was using originally. So, and then here I am, I'm on the string right before my dark blue, which is my first color, the one that goes outside on my diamonds. And for the purple, I do 1 forward figure 4 and 1 backward figure 4. So that it ends up the 4th string in. Like this. So now I haven't gone all the way to the edge. Oops, I don't know if you can see this, but that way, that's what makes the diamond close around the other color, is that you don't go all the way to the edge. So I take my other purple string and I do backwards figure 4s until I get to my dark blue. So here I am, string right before it, 1 backwards figure 4, 1 forwards figure 4. Now I take my center color, which is going to be the center of my diamond. That is my dark pink. And I do just on itself 2 knots. And then I take my purple again. This is my purple on the left side. And I do forward figure knots on 1 of the pinks, the dark pinks in the middle. And then I stop. I do my other purple, and it's going to do backwards figure 4 stitches on the pink and on the other purple. So now what we have is a little diamond. You can see the diamond beginning to form. obviously, we've got another layer to add to the diamond. So we take our first color, that's my dark blue, and we go doing forward figure 4 stitches if you start on the left side, back down to the center. Once I get to the center, I stop. I do the other side. So now I've got to the center, and I will do 2 figure 4 stitches on the other dark blue string. Now I've got the whole diamond pattern right here. You can see, as promised, it's a little wonky looking, but you can see that it has the layers, and you can see that it's essentially a V, and an upside down V, with 2 mini V's and upside down V's in the middle, and no dot. Which is what it'll, after all, look like at the end. So now if you notice, the diamond is not the only pattern here, because we also have these edges here. So we'll take our outside color, that's my light blue, we haven't used it yet, and we'll do those like half diamond shapes. It can be tricky, this one, because we are always skipping threads, like they can like want to jump around. So make sure that you have your color order in your head pretty firmly, so you know where to stop, which one to do next. Because sometimes the strings like to go like, and then you're like, oh no, where'd my pink go? It's not where it should be. So keep in mind where each string is at all times. Because like right here, it looks like my purple string is ahead of my dark pink string, when in reality, it's not where it ought to be. So, string is tricky. Don't let it fool you. So take your color on the outside. I'm going to start on the left doing forward figure 4 stitches. I'm going to do forward figure 4 stitches on every string except for my dark blue. So when I get to the dark blue, I'll stop. And so I'm on the string right before my dark blue. I've done 1 forwards figure 4, and I'll do 1 backwards figure 4. Now I'll take my light pink. I haven't used this one yet. This is one of my short string colors. And I'll do a forward figure 4 stitch and a backwards figure 4 stitch. And then I'll take my light blue again, and I'll come forward across my 2 strings here with backwards figure 4 stitches, so that I have a little half diamond shape now formed on the side. So I'll do that on the other side now. So this one, I'll take the blue, start going inward with my backward figure 4 stitches until I hit the dark blue. Here I am on the string right before. I'll do 1 backwards figure 4 and 1 forwards figure 4. When I do the backwards and forwards figure 4 stitches, the reason I'm doing that is because the thread is where it places the thread. So that now, instead of being on this side, because it was going that direction, I've done 1 backwards figure, or 1 forwards figure 4 that ends up here on this side of the string it was doing. so that it's ready to come back this direction in just a second. But before we do that, take my light pink, do a backwards figure 4 stitch, and then a forwards figure 4 stitch. And then take that blue and we come back through doing forwards figure 4 stitches. And now we've done one whole set of the pattern. And you can see that my strings are back where I set them up originally in that same pattern, with my dark blue in the middle, then my purple, then my dark pink, then my light pink, then my light blue. So you'll do what you did originally, which is start the diamond. You'll take dark blue and you'll do it on itself and then it all the way to the edge. Once you go all the way to the edge, you'll take the other dark blue string, or your version of it rather. Making sure, see I almost didn't do this. It gets kind of tricky. And if you forget to do the thing where you flip the direction of the stitch right before it, it's okay, just pick up the string and just cross it over. But it looks nicer if you do that. Backwards figure 4 stitch right before you get to the end. So then I'll take my other dark blue, go all the way to the edge with backwards figure 4 stitches, except for that one pesky one at the end, which will be a forward figure 4 stitch. Alternating the stitches on that last string, backwards and then forwards, also helps you know when to stop on the next color, which is my purple. So you do it, of course, on itself first, and then you do it almost to the edge, but not quite. So now I'm on the string right before my dark blue. Do one forward, one backward, and stop. Pick up my other purple and do the same thing. Now I'm about to hit blue, one backward, one forward. And then I have my two pinks. They go together in the middle. These ones don't really matter if you do one forward, one back, or anything like backwards, forwards, your choice. Because they will end up in the same place because they have the same color. Alright, taking my purple, coming back across, forward figure 4 stitches. Oh, now I'm in the middle, gotta stop. Taking my other purple color, coming with backward figure 4 stitches. And on itself, backwards figure 4, backwards figure 4. Alright, now I take my dark blue to complete the diamond shape. The nice V using forward figure 4 stitches. Get to the middle. And then come back across. And here we have our second diamond. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back and do those little half diamonds on the side, do another diamond, little half diamond, little diamond. That's the pattern. I hope that was clear. This one is really tricky, so don't hold it against yourself if it takes you a little while. As you can see with my example, it took me, an experienced friendship bracelet maker, several attempts to figure out this whole thing, and like the counting is really tricky. I definitely recommend doing the half diamond first. If you haven't, there's also a video on that. But happy friendship bracelet making. I hope that your diamonds turn out lovely for you, and I'll see you next time.